You ready?
Ready.
Miss Kirby Farrell, how you doing?
Hey, Tasha.
Welcome to the A.
Yay.
All right, listen now. I reached out to you back in December. I just want to give some backstory. You put up a video vaguely kind of detailing, I guess abuse that happened between you and your ex, Majah. Okay. And what is his real name, by the way? Because Google has it wrong. I tried to check with you. You were like, that's not it. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
Could you please tell the viewers what his real name is?
His name is Nigel.
Okay, Nigel. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so in case people don't know who he is, I mean, he's pretty much a social media comedian, does a lot of skits, does a lot of traveling, doing gigs here and there in clubs. And you guys have known each other for some years.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's always sad when we have to hear one of the parties from the relationship have to take to social media just to clear their name.
Yeah.
And I felt that's what you did. And so I just want to start from the beginning, okay? And then we can walk, our way through and how it got physical, okay? And so let me know if something is off limits. I do know you guys are in court.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was some pretty gruesome stuff. I mean, the receipts that you sent me, we're going to go through those as well because, I mean, it was, it's a lot to process. So
it is a lot.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. How did you guys meet, you and Majah?
I met him in Miami.
Okay.
I think it was 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was just on South Beach with my girlfriend and I saw him. And I was a fan of his, so I walked up to him and asked him for a picture, and the rest was history. Okay. We kept in touch for a few years. We were seeing each other casually here and there. Okay. For a few years.
Was it intimate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nothing like serious.
No.
Like no. So when did it turn serious? You met him in 2015. When did it actually get serious?
A couple of years ago, he had a show in Houston. I was an officer in Houston, and he had a show. I went to his show, and we had a really deep conversation. And I just seen a different side of him, and he was serious about wanting to start a relationship with me. So I took him seriously. I was like, you know what? He's been a nice guy all these years. We've been talking on and off, so maybe I should give him a shot, and I did.
Okay. How was it when you guys first started, like, I guess when you made it official? I mean, was it like roses or did it just immediately?
It was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. He definitely swept me off my feet in the beginning. But it was a huge sacrifice for me because being with him meant that I had to move and relocate to where he was, and I had already started my life and settled in Houston.
Yeah, because you were like a cop.
Yeah.
I saw your uniform. You look so cute. I just can't imagine you like rolling up on somebody, pulling out a gun and shit. Like
it was me, girl.
Oh my God. What made you want to become a cop?
Both of my parents are retired officers.
Wow.
My mom's retired NYPD and my dad is retired Houston.
Wow. Okay. And so you've always looked up to mom and dad and said...
For sure.
Okay.
I think I have my own reasons too, but they definitely paved the way.
Okay.
For that.
Okay. So you guys made it official. So did you just transfer your job to Atlanta? Because I do know he resides here.
That was the plan. I was supposed to transition, but everything happened really quickly, and it was like he couldn't wait for me to do things the right way. And it was a rush for me to get there. He was telling me he needed, a lot of help with his kids. He needed me there right away. And we were in love, at the time. And I wanted to be with him too. And I could say it now. I made a big mistake, and I left my job to, start a relationship with him.
Your career.
Yeah.
I mean, when you become a cop, that is an oath you take. And so you get to Atlanta. How is it?
Weird.
Welcome to the A, by the way, again. But you move to Atlanta, you give up your career. Of course, you have a child, so you do relocate your child as well. Mm-hmm. And so you guys decided to become a blended family, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in Atlanta. So you say it's weird. And what do you mean by weird?
It was weird coming from, being in my own space into coming into his home, and off rip, I didn't feel welcomed 100%. It didn't feel like it was my home. It didn't feel like it was my home. So it was a little weird. I think it was weird for him too. I'm coming in his space, moving his stuff around. So it was an adjustment for him as well. Okay. So it started off a little shaky.
Did you guys argue about that? Like you moving stuff around or?
Not really argue about it. I could tell he wasn't pleased about it. I could tell he wasn't pleased about me, moving his stuff around or trying to bring my furniture in, my table. I'm like, well, my table is nice. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should just, use my table. Even, some of my furniture, he literally gave it away to his friends, just started giving my stuff away that I worked hard for. So it was hard to see, the stuff that I work hard for just be, passed on to his friends. Like, I have furniture already, so here, you could have this. So it was tough.
Oh, wow. Did you feel like he did anything to make you feel comfortable? Because how some men, you take that step, you're leaving your space to move into their space, and they'll make hey, go shopping, go make yourself comfortable, make it comfortable here. Did he do that?
You know what? I think that that's what he wants people to think. Okay. I think the most, and it might sound really shallow, I think the most comforting thing that he did was publicize our relationship. He got on Instagram, was like, this is the love of my life, look at us, we're together, we're happy. But it wasn't really like that. But no, I was fine. I was doing really, really well when I got with him. I was doing really well. So,
how long after you moved to Atlanta, moved into the house, you made yourself comfortable, or you tried to at least in the space? Yeah. Did things start to take a turn for the worse between the two of you?
It was rocky from the beginning. He was really territorial. He said a lot of things about it being his house and him paying the bills, but things didn't get really bad until maybe about, 8 or 9 months in of me being there, me living there.
Okay. Describe the first time that it actually got really bad. 9 months in.
We had company. Okay. A young lady named Jasmine was over, and he wanted to have a threesome. Okay. And I guess she was paying more attention to me than she was him. And she made a comment to him, and she said to him, why don't you go over there? You're making her uncomfortable. She was talking about me. Okay. Because I wasn't comfortable, because I've never been into anything like that before. Okay. So I was uncomfortable. And she made that statement to him, and he lost it. He lost it, and he went off on her, and he punched her in her chest. So I got
full force?
Like a man. He punched her like she was a man. And I've never seen him in a rage like that before. So when he punched her, I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like, I got really upset. And him and I started arguing. And he sucker punched me in my stomach twice. He knocked the wind out of me. I immediately fell to the ground. And when he hit me, he said to me, you're the reason my mother's not talking to me, bitch. And I'm laying there, and I'm like, what is this really about? And I'm laying there, and I'm trying to, catch my breath, and him and the girl, him and Jasmine, they're arguing back and forth, and everything is literally like in slow motion.
Okay.
I'm laying down watching them argue. I'm in shock. I can't believe he hit me. I can't believe he hit her. And I'm watching them arguing, and it's almost like a lover's quarrel. So I finally build up enough strength to get up. I get up and I go into the bathroom, and I lock myself into the bathroom, and he comes out and he's banging on the door, and he's like, open up the effing door, I'm going to kick it down. And it's a small bathroom. So I open the door because I don't want him to, kick it down and the door falls on me. So I open the door. I'm sitting on the toilet. I have my palms up because I want him to know that I'm not a threat. I want him to know that I don't want to fight, and I want him to know that I'm hurt. So I have my palms up, and I'm sitting on the toilet, and I open the door, and he grabs me off the toilet by my hair, and he throws me on the floor. So I'm on the floor.
Now, he's a pretty big guy.
He's a big guy, and I'm little. I'm tall, but I'm petite.
You are petite, yes.
So he, tosses me on the floor, and now him and the girl are arguing again. And
what were they arguing about?
I can't even... To me, it was all a blur what they were saying to each other. But I know at one point she was even holding him back. Like I was on the floor and he wanted to continue to hit me. And she was holding him back from doing whatever. He was trying to get to me, and she was stopping him from coming to me. So they're arguing back and forth. And he starts to say, I'm going to get a gun. I'm going to kill you bitches. Y'all disrespecting me in my house. This is my house. I'm going to kill both of y'all. And he starts to go up the stairs. So I look at her and I said, we got to get out of here. We got to go. He's crazy. And
where were the kids at this time?
They were upstairs.
So the kids, did they hear like what was going on, or were they...
To be honest with you, I feel like when his kids heard things, they would just stay in their room. They wouldn't come out. Okay. I don't think my son was there at the time. Okay. I think my son was in Florida with my mom. Okay. That first incident.
Okay. All right. So he goes upstairs. He's getting a gun.
So I tell her, let's get out of here. He's going to get a gun. We got to go. And she's drunk. She's not trying to hear what I'm saying. She's not trying to hear it. So I made a decision. I was like, I got to leave this girl here. So I reach for the door, unlock the door, and I start running. And I probably took 4 steps, Tasha, before he was right behind me. And he grabbed me by my hair and the back of my clothes, and he flung me on the floor so hard. I remember just exhaling when I hit the floor. Like it just literally took everything else out of me. And he takes me by my hair, and he's dragging me back inside of the house. And I put my arms out to try to stop him, and he reaches down and punches me 2 more times in my stomach. So now I'm back in the house. I'm on the floor. I'm hurt. I'm no good. So they're back arguing again, him and her back arguing again. And I'm just laying there on the floor, and he's in a full rage. He's arguing with her. They're in a tussle. They're fighting, and they go into a room, and they close into the movie room, and they close the door. And I see another chance to get up and run, and I did. And this time I probably made it maybe 5 houses down, and I literally just sat down, and I sat there, and I was just trying to catch my breath, and I fell asleep in the neighbor's yard. I don't know how long I was asleep before the neighbor started turning the lights on, and my clothes was all ripped. At this point, I'm already bleeding and all bruised. My hair looks a mess. My breasts are out. So I get up and I walk back to the house. I'm barefoot. I walk back to the house, and when I get back to the house, he is super apologetic. He's in tears. He's so sorry. He can't believe what he did to me. He's fixing my hair. He's fixing my clothes. There's no way he could live with himself. He has to kill himself. Look what he did to me. It's just super suicidal. And probably for the next 3 hours, I spent taking multiple guns out of his hand, me and the girl. he was just like gun after gun. He was gonna kill himself. Look what he did to me. He doesn't deserve me. So he was just in a full suicidal rage. So that went on for hours until, I realized that I had to play the part to get him to stop. I'm like, look, it's okay. Let's just get some rest. I'm tired. You're tired. Let's lay down. It's okay. Let's just get some rest. And that's how I kind of got him to calm down and stop. So we lay down and he wanted to have sex.
Did you have sex after that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All beat up. Hair a mess. Did you even get a chance to take a shower? Okay. A friend of yours said that the sex between you guys was different. Did you tell, I guess, a close friend, I don't want to say it on record, that, he would demand that you do things to him aggressively and violently?
There was a few,
after you guys fought?
Yeah. There was a few times that he would, like, it was some sort of revenge, like he felt like it was some sort of revenge for me.
Okay.
After he would be physical with me, he wanted me to hurt him. He wanted me to hurt him back.
Okay, like how?
He wanted me to penetrate him.
Okay, you mean penetrate him like in the...
Anally.
After he would like... Did this happen the first time? See, because I was under the impression...
It wasn't the first time. The first time after that...
Okay.
That was 4th of July. I left him the first time.
Okay.
I left him the first time. I have the video of him throwing my stuff out.
Okay. Yeah, and I do have that, and I will put that out to support your story, just in case anybody has any questions. So, and I believe in that video, the girl that I guess you guys that he was arguing with that night, Jasmine, as you say, is in that video as well too. Mm-hmm. So, thank you for that receipt. That is mind-boggling. So you leave, because I was under the impression that it happened that very first time. So that's why. So I apologize for getting off track. That's but okay. So you have sex, and then what happens after you guys have sex?
We go to sleep, and the next day is the 4th of July, and he's having a huge barbecue. He's having company, and he gets up like nothing happened. He's in a great mood, and he's telling me, let's go to the farmer's market. Let's go get some meat to throw on the grill. People are starting to show up. So, Tasha, I could barely stand up. So I was like, no, go ahead. I'll just, stay behind. And he's like, no, come on, get some fresh air. Come on. He's almost pulling me out of bed. Like, come on, let's go. And I looked at him in his face, and I was like, I don't feel good. I can't go with you. Mm. Like, I don't think he know how hurt I was. So I think he realized then when I told him, like, I can't go. So he takes me into the bathroom, and he runs me a bath, and he puts all kind of stuff into the water. He picks me up. He puts me into the tub. He bathes me, and he tells me to sit down and just, enjoy the bath for a little bit, and he'll be back to check on me. And I remember glancing over to see where my phone was, and our eyes hit my phone at the same time, and we looked at each other again, and he took my phone and he moved it. Okay. So I sat down in the tub for a little bit, and I got up and I text Jasmine because I hadn't seen her since last night. So I text her, I asked her if she was still there. I didn't know if she was still in the house or not. I asked if she was there. She said, yeah. I asked if she was okay. She told me her head and her chest hurt. She said she was going to come upstairs to check on me. I asked her if she could bring me a couple of garbage bags because I knew I was going to try to sneak out while he was gone. It wasn't even 30 seconds before, she asked me, she said, what are you leaving? I said, just bring me the bags. It wasn't even 30 seconds before she and him was at the bedroom door. And he's like, you want to leave, bitch? And I just looked at her like, you would think after what we had both been through that night that she would have my back for a second.
She probably done had her ass whooped a few times before.
And I think by him, it was all very it was very familiar to her. Like it was something that she'd been through. But so he gets upset and he realized that I want to leave. So I said, yeah, I want to go. At this point, there's people in the house, so I don't think that he's going to hit me. So he starts tearing all of my clothes out of the closet, starts breaking up my furniture, my bed, my son's stuff, and he's throwing it down the stairs, and his friends are there. And they're just watching. They're just watching him and she's helping him move my stuff. And he's just throwing my stuff out, and we're arguing as I'm leaving. I'm just grabbing what I can, the most important stuff. And I say in front of everyone, I said, why don't you tell everyone that you beat us up last night? And he looked at Jasmine and he said, Jasmine, I put my hands on you? And she says, nope. That's how I know she'd been there before. She acted like nothing had happened, just like him. And I remember saying, you guys are fucking crazy. And I just grabbed what I could and I got out of there, and I drove 8 hours to Florida.
Wow. So when you get to Florida, like what's your next move?
To be honest with you, I was so shocked. I was so shocked. Before that had happened, things were good. We were doing okay. We were in a good space before that happened. And I didn't believe that's who he was. But that happened on the 4th of July. My birthday was on the 11th. So as soon as I left, like a day later, I went to the hospital and everything to make sure I was okay. I didn't have any broken ribs. I was really hurt. And he started calling me. He's telling me he didn't even remember what happened. He's so sorry. Just give him a chance to make it up to me. My birthday's coming up. He wants to spend my birthday with me. Just begging. He flies out to Florida and we spend my birthday together. I go, I see him.
You weren't scared?
At that point, no. At that point, I wasn't afraid. I still believed that wasn't who he was. I wanted to believe him so bad.
Can you get her some, the bathroom is right there. You'll get her some tissue for me? Okay. Thanks. Was it just all surreal to you?
Yeah, I just couldn't believe that the man that I was in love with that asked me to be his wife, I just couldn't wrap my head around. I was like, no way. It had to be a crazy mistake. It just had to be a moment. This can't be for real. We already come so far.
See, I enjoy oral sex, but to be honest, some of my experiences have been not pleasing due to lack of proper vaginal hygiene. I went down on this chick once, and the yoni was so good and fresh. It took me on like a whole nother level of just pleasure. So at that moment, I had to stop and ask, what are you using? And she told me, Embrace Pangea Feminine Wash.
We all know that a fresh yoni brings on a whole new level of confidence, so visit EmbracePangea.com, and of course, I got my winos covered for a discount, so use the coupon code TASHAK for 10% off your first order. Let's put the wine down for a second, because at times like this, we need to take a shot of the olive leaf extract, because the olive leaf boosts our immune system and has been known to reverse high blood pressure, lupus, diabetes, and certain cancers. Check them out at myoliveleaf.biz to learn more and to order, or simply click the link below in the description box. Now back to the wine. AdamandEve.com. I'm talking toys, bondage, lingerie, and so much more. Plus, they have 24/7 customer service, so you can order at 3 a.m. if you ain't coming, if you get me, okay? And if something isn't working out, you can send it back within 90 days, no hassle. And if that's not enough, you can also take pleasure in knowing that
that 20% of their profits goes to help fight the spread of HIV around the world. So go on ahead and log on to adamandeve.com. Use the code TASHAK for 50% off one item plus free shipping in the US and Canada. Some exclusions apply now, but hurry up and visit adamandeve.com so they can make you come.
So you forgive him.
Yeah.
You go back to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Well, you come back here. Sorry about that. And what was going through your head? Like when you got back to Atlanta after that happened?
At that point, my family knew what had happened.
Okay.
And I think that them trying to stop me from going back, I think that took over me thinking about the initial issue. I'm like, no, I was a bitch to them, Tasha. So my sister begged me not to go back. She begged me not to go back. So I did, and things were fine for a little while before he got back to himself and telling me that this is his house and gender roles and all of this crap. So
that is okay. So obviously there's a next incident. So how long after you move back in? Of course, I'm sure you got to put your shit back. You got to, get the house back in order. Or was it already back in order?
Well, I didn't leave with much when I left. If I just grabbed what I could.
But the video I saw, it was
I didn't leave
stuff
with,
everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't leave with all of those things. I could barely stand up.
So who cleaned? Was that stuff cleaned up when you got back?
Yeah, it was. Okay. It was back right in my closet. Everything was hung back up where it was.
Okay. So that's good that he didn't trash your stuff more and throw it all the way out. So you're back in the house. You forgive him. Your family's upset. Are you guys doing well? I mean,
for a little, maybe a month.
And then what happened?
I think it was exactly a little over a month that before the next incident, we went to he had a show we're hosting, and we took our kids, and we had a good time. I was dancing with the boys, and there was this girl there that was dating his friend.
Okay.
And she was telling me that she had just had a baby, and her child's father had just gotten killed, and she got emotional, and I had a moment with her. I hugged her. We talked. That was the first time meeting her. She was telling me she was new to Georgia. I was like, me too. Mm-hmm. So we really had a moment. And we were outside. He had a break, and I was outside, and me and him were talking, and she came over and she threw her arm around me, and she was telling him, she's like, your girl is so gorgeous. She was like, don't let me take your girl from you.
Okay.
I knew she was joking. He got so upset. He didn't say anything to me for the rest of the night in the car. He didn't say anything. I didn't even bother to ask him at that point because the kids were there when we got home. I'm like, what's your problem? He's like, you let this girl disrespect our relationship. She's going to tell me she's going to take you away from me, and you didn't say anything to her. And he's just going on and on and on. And I know why I didn't think anything of it. She was just in tears telling me, what she'd been through. So I was glad she had a moment to feel good. She made a joke. I was happy that she got her mind off of, her child's father being murdered. So he was upset about that. And I really don't even know how we started arguing, and the next thing I know, he's choking me against the wall. He's choking me. It doesn't even feel like he's choking me. It feels like he's trying to burst my neck.
Oh, wow.
And I'm trying to get him off of me. I'm scratching him. I'm punching him, and he's not letting go of me. And the only thing that I could think about for him to get off of me was to spit on him. I know if I spit on him, I know he would punch me, but at least, I wouldn't black out. So, and Tasha, if someone's choking you, you know you can't spit a good spit.
Yeah.
So it was like a spray. So I spit on him, and sure enough, he let go of my neck and he started punching me. And he's pinning me down on the bed, and he starts recording. He starts recording him on top of me on the bed, and he's like, "Yeah, keep spitting on me, keep spitting on me. Keep spitting," and he's recording. And the next thing I know is a knock at the door. He gets up and he opens the door, and it's my son. And he has a stick in his hand, and he asks him, he said, "What are you doing to my mom, bro?"
Oh my God.
And he told him, he says, "Your mom is in here trying to fight me. Go back to bed. Go back to bed." And I saw my son in like the crack of the door. He was so scared. He was so scared. And his kids didn't come out. They never came out.
Why do you think they never came out?
I think that they were used to that.
I think it was, because before you contacted me, there was someone that contacted me on your behalf. And I do remember her telling me that he had once, I think his son had said to you, he's going to beat you like he beat my mommy. Did his son say that?
Yeah, he did.
How far into the relationship did he tell you this?
This was towards the end.
Okay.
This was probably 3 months before this was 3 months before I left.
Okay. And what did he say exactly to you? Like, how did this even come up?
He told me he was having a disagreement with his dad. And he told me, he said, "Wait, Kirby, wait until he starts beating you." He said, "Everything's nice now, but he's going to start beating you just like he beat my mom."
How old is he?
I think at the time he was 15.
Wow.
And I didn't confirm or deny, but in my head I was thinking it already started happening.
Wow, so he beat his mom. And that's all he told you about that. He didn't go into more detail or anything?
No.
Did you know that Majah had a violent past, or was that the first time?
I've definitely heard lots of things. I've definitely heard lots of things about him.
Okay. Was this during the relationship or before you decided to make it official?
During.
Okay.
During.
Because I was like, that would definitely be a red flag for anybody. Like, yeah. I was hoping, like, maybe, like, oh my God, like, someone tells me this is what, he's known for. So you didn't leave this time, did you? You stayed?
No.
What did you tell your son the next day?
To be honest with you, I don't remember what I said to him. I remember I slept with him that night. I went into his room, and he made me a bed in his closet. He put a pillow down for me, a blanket down for me, and he told me to sleep in the closet, and he was going to sit outside the door.
Oh, wow.
So I told him no. I said, why don't we both sleep in the closet together? And we slept in his closet. He just seeing him want to protect me like that, I felt terrible. Him having to see that, him having to come to defend me or come to the door and put him in that position.
That didn't make you want to, like, just leave?
Tasha, a lot of things made me want to leave. I think he was working on me mentally for so long. I felt like I was abandoning his kids if I left. I felt embarrassed to let anybody know that was happening, or it happened again after I went back. So I was definitely in cover-up mode. We live in this beautiful life for people to see, and everyone's idolizing us, Black love and couples goals, and I'm embarrassed to let people know that this is really what's going on.
So how many other times did it happen after those 2 times before you decided to say, you know what, I'm leaving? And then your video goes up in December, vaguely detailing. I remember I was in your DM like, hey, we got to get more, because Majah went live for about 3 hours. I spent all of 20 minutes on there. I did see you come back and you made a rebuttal video, and you were doxxed. Your videos were leaked, private videos for the world to see, as if it was, him justifying why he did what he did. Oh, she was a
thought
slut.
That too. I thought he was justifying what he did too.
That's exactly what I got from it. Like he
never admitted to it. He denied ever laying a finger on me.
Well, see, that's how I knew that he wasn't telling all the truth, because when someone immediately goes to attack your character like that without and you didn't even really say anything. You never said his name.
Yeah.
You just sat on the couch. You made a video. You said, listen, guys, because people were asking you questions, calling you a gold digger, calling you all types of names and stuff. And then you sat there very modest and meek, and you said, look, like, I left. You guys don't know what happened. And I'm going to put that video in here for those that are not aware of exactly how you said it. But then he goes on to make a 3-hour video. It's like, when you walk up to a child and you say, I know what you did. And then the child goes on to, to try to prove they didn't do anything, but they have no idea that you could be joking, or maybe you actually know something. And it's that guilty conscience. And for him to go live for 3 hours, manic mode, going through your phone, like I think it was like some type of phone, trying to prove that, you were cheating, and there were numerous other guys. Besides the fact, you sleep with who you want to sleep with. If you want to cheat, that does not justify anybody having the right to, 1, put their hands on you, and 2, leak your personal, like, intimate videos to the world.
I agree.
And I'm glad that you are, like, speaking out, taking your power back. And what you have his ass in court. Like, I'm not even going to get into what I have, because I actually want to drop the receipts I'm waiting on. But he does have sealed records, like, of this type of behavior before.
I heard that too.
And there's supposedly some type of molestation charge.
I heard
with
that
a
too.
young girl.
I heard that too.
Social media has to be careful who they make famous, because I know Majah plays a lot of characters, particularly women. And normally when you see a lot of men play caricatures of women, especially if they're mocking Black women per se, it's because, like, this is how they really feel. Like, how do you know that so well? You know what I'm saying? And so, do you feel that he uses his do you feel like his comedy is like an imitation of real life?
Oh, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. There's almost all of his skits are real life scenarios. They're real things. They're real things. They are.
Okay. Has he ever made a skit about you? About a situation that you guys...
Absolutely.
Do you remember that skit?
There's numerous.
Okay.
There's numerous.
So tell us about the reciprocation of the violence. So, like, how deep into the relationship you're with him? Of course, he's already established who he was as, not even a partner in your relationship. When did he ask you to be violent with him, or to
hurt him
anally?
I think it was probably like the 4th time.
The 4th time
that he was physical with me.
How many times was he physical with you in total? Okay. Keep going. Sorry about that. I'm just, yeah.
was probably the fourth time. And after that, it was a regular thing. But
So what did you have to do to him exactly? Will you explain? Like, I guess he would beat you. And in order to, I guess, make you feel better, he would make you do this. Explain exactly what, like, how,
he would be very emotional during sex. He would ask me if I'm gonna leave. He would tell me he's sorry, and he would take my hand and motion for me to do that. And he would say, hurt me.
Hurt it?
Yeah.
Did it hurt him?
I wasn't trying to hurt him.
Was he pleasured from it?
Absolutely.
So he actually orgasmed from you penetrating him with your hands in his anus.
I don't know if he orgasmed, but he enjoyed it, and that was the weird thing for me. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But why is it associated with something so angry and cruel? Why is it we have to be physical, or you have to hurt me for that to happen, for that door to be open?
Why do you think he did that? Why do you think that was? What comes to your mind?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say what comes to my mind when it comes to that.
Why? Are you protecting him?
I'm not protecting him. I don't want to be cruel to him. So I won't say what I really think.
So, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that he has a disdain for women. I feel that maybe something happened when he was a child and he can't shake it. And it's like you hate to admit that you are who you are. And so everything about his life is built to impress, of course, but it's really not who he actually is. And so when you have a lot of men who are, violently aggressive towards women and they're misogynistic, it's because there's something really else going on, and they're usually battling with their sexuality. Not to say that, he can't be bisexual, of course, but if he associates a woman, like if he's initiating like beating you, and then in return, he's asking you to do this. Like, it's like a mind fuck. Like, I want you to do this to me because as a man shouldn't want this. And so I shouldn't like this. And
right.
This will make you feel like you're in charge. It's a total mind fuck.
It's almost like, do to me what I don't like, but you do like it.
Yeah. How did that make you feel? Because I first of all, I can't do no shit like that. Whether I love a person or not, it's just not something that I'm willing to do. Even though I may love my partner, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? How did that make you feel? Like you just got beat, and then you're having to perform. How did that make you?
Confused, but I think sex became me trying to calm him down or show him that, I still love you, or trying to stop him from hurting himself, because that was always the go-to thing, always.
What do you mean? Like
he would be completely suicidal. I watched him cut his arm in front of my face.
What the
I watched him cut his arm in front of my face. I witnessed him put a gun to his head in front of his children. His youngest son took a gun out of his hand. He gets really, really suicidal, and it's a scary, scary thing. It's a scary thing. So
what made you get the courage and just finally say, you know what, I'm done?
Because he didn't want to kill himself anymore. He wanted to kill me.
What happened?
Of course. Coming down to the end of it, that's when I was afraid of him. Not the beginning. The beginning, I didn't think that's who he really was. Coming down to the end of it, I knew who he was. I knew who he was. This is how all the porn and everything came out. Him leaking stuff. When he was on that live, he had my phone. That was my phone. I paid for that phone. I own that phone. He went through all of my private messages for everyone to see. Let me put this out there. I never cheated on him. But going back to coming down to the end of it, he got caught cheating. He left me in his Georgia home to go work, left me with his kids, and he flew out from Georgia with another woman, and I caught him. When he came back and I confronted him about it, I printed out the conversation with him and the girl. It was a lot of girls. He was never faithful to me. Never. Okay. Women that were in the house, that supposedly his friends, he was worse than I thought. It was really bad. But I confronted him about, him cheating and him flying out with the girl, and he immediately got violent, immediately grabbed my arm and wanted to fight. I've never seen him this enraged. Like he wanted to kill me because I found out that he was cheating. And it turned into, give me your phone. Let me see what you got going on. Since you're going through my stuff, let me see what you're doing. So I don't have anything to hide. So I say to him, I'm like, no, you got caught cheating, and your response is, let me go through your phone. No, I'm sorry. No explanation, nothing. So he has my phone and he's refusing to give it back. The stuff that's in my phone with me is old, before him and I. And he knows that because he's seen it, and he wanted to have sex to it before. And he jerked off, he masturbated to it before. So he's seen those videos before.
You and other guys, the videos that are unfortunately circulating online.
He knew about those videos. He goes into the phone. He sees these videos, and now he's in a full rage. He's in a full rage. What is this in your phone? And I'm like, that's an old video. He's just trying to flip the whole thing around, and he pretends to be sick. He goes to the hospital. He says he had a heart attack. He comes back from the hospital, and he's expecting me to get into bed and lay down with him. And I'm in the guest room. And he's like, I almost died, and you think that you would come and lay down with me and make sure I don't die in my sleep. And I was like, listen, I'm sorry, you don't feel well.
Did he come back from the hospital that same night?
He got up the next morning. He went late in the night. He stayed for a few hours, not a full 24 hours.
Man, ain't got no damn heart attack.
That's what I said. He didn't. No. But so his thing was, he wanted, the heart attack was supposed to bring me to my knees. Like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to forget about everything. I didn't forget. So I stayed in the guest room. He wrote a suicide note. He texted me a picture of the suicide note. The suicide thing always got to me. So when he was doing that, I went downstairs and I had a different attitude about it. I was like, cut it out. Enough of that already. Mm-hmm. And when he saw that I wasn't buying the suicide thing, he was like, I just seen like a switch go off. It was like, oh, she don't believe me. He started looking around, and it was like a scissors or something. And he just started cutting his arm, like bust his arm open right in front of me.
Did he hit a vein?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. But I literally, at that point, he had me where he wanted me. I was like, okay, just calm down. just calm
I would have been
down.
like, let me call these people real quick. They can deal with you. Like, it's not me. Like, I feel that maybe there was some Stockholm syndrome going on. And that's the reason why a lot of girls do stay with their abusers, because they feel sorry for them.
I definitely felt bad for him a lot.
So tell me about the incident was it this past February or February of last year, 2020? I think it was, okay, so he was charged, it was this year. I don't know why I got 2020 in my mind. February 2021, he was charged with kidnapping you or holding you hostage and I believe domestic battery. Where did those charges come from? Because you made the video in December.
They had to do an investigation.
Okay.
So they were investigating the things that happened before with us. One of the last incidents with the black eyes, the pictures that were going around in my eyes. I tried to get away from him that night. He pulled over on the side of the road, poked me in my eye and started punching me in my face. And I tried to run. I tried to run from him. Same thing like the first time. He grabbed me by the back of my hair, the back of my dress, and threw me back in the car and drove off with me. Got home, same suicide thing. And I think like the next day I woke up and he had like 12 bouquet of roses and flowers, and it was like so much crap all over the place. And I remember I got up and I looked into the mirror. My whole jaw is swollen, my face, my eyes. And I think to myself, it looks like you're at your funeral. Mm. So I know I was trying to find a way out. I know I couldn't just walk out the door. After incidents, he would watch me really closely. He would not leave my side. He didn't want me to make a phone call. He would sit in the hair salon with me. He would come and get his nails done with me. He didn't want me to have a moment alone after situations like that. My eye was like that for weeks. I hid from my family. They were trying to FaceTime me. I was telling them my FaceTime wasn't working. We went out. We went on double dates with my eyes like that. He didn't care. He didn't care that my face didn't look good. He told me to do my makeup. He still wanted to go out and have a good time. I never had any time to recover or to rest or to be upset. I was just supposed to pick back up like that. Like that. And I feel like the most upsetting thing for me is to hear him say he never laid a finger on me. When I hear that, so many things flash in my mind, what happened between him and I.
I mean, you have pictures to prove it, and you definitely didn't give yourself.
I have pictures laying in his bed, bruised, and he's right next to me. He's right there. His foot is in the picture. He's sleeping.
Oh, that was an ugly ass motherfucking foot. Jesus. I'm glad I'm able to make you laugh.
And it's the people around him don't. I don't know if they're afraid of him. Even his mom. I sent her a picture of my eyes, and the first thing that the lady said to me was, "What did you do?"
Oh. Well, she must have had a history in her ass whipped from her husband. Because he
what I
had to
heard.
learn it from somebody.
That's what I heard.
That's a learned behavior when you bold enough to beat somebody like that. And like I said, I am going to unseal those records because you only have sealed records to hide something. And so social media, sometimes, I mean, it got to hold people accountable. And I'm glad that you are pushing through. And I mean, the evidence is right there. So I know it's not going to take a lot to convict him, but these will be unsealed, of course. And I'm going to work on getting those other records unsealed, especially the molestation. Like, is he registered?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll find out though.
He told me that that was a lie.
What you mean? How did you find out?
He told me that his children's mother accused him of molesting her daughter. And he told me that she did it to get her papers. That someone told her if she goes through some kind of sexual abuse, or her child goes through some kind of sexual abuse, that she would get her, citizenship. I don't know how true it is. I don't know. But he said she made it all up. And that's what he told me.
Was he convicted?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know. But it's social media. When I came out and I told the truth, I just felt like all it took for him was to say, oh, look, she's a whore. And nobody was concerned about what he had done.
Girl, ain't nothing wrong. Even if you was a hoe, ain't nothing wrong with you being a hoe. That does not... Let
me tell you something. I was humiliated.
I don't know why men continue to do that shit. Oh, she a hoe. You still ain't explained.
It got everyone's attention off of what he wanted it off of. The day that I made that statement saying that I was in an abusive relationship, the next day, the first video had gone viral.
Well, I'm gonna put all the receipts out here to support everything that you're saying. And of course, I will be following what happens with the case, because you don't give yourself damn near 2 black eyes to yourself, okay? And multiple bruises and things like that. And women stay every day. So for people saying, oh, she stayed because she was a gold digger, people are afraid to leave. When someone is threatening to kill you or kill themselves, you stay to create peace. It's like, I'm saving the situation. Embarrassment. So what do you want to say to anybody out there that has had anything else, that has had something just radical to say about this situation?
That this could happen to you. This could happen to you, because I thought that I was going to be great. I'd never thought anything like that would happen to me. I worked hard to get where I was and make a life for me and my son. I was independent. I was strong-minded, strong-willed. I'm smart. I'm a good person. I just didn't think anything like that would happen to me. And it did. I thought I was too mentally strong for anyone to manipulate me like that. And it happened to me. So, I know a lot of people probably look at my situation like, she's an idiot. She left her job. She this, she that. People do a lot of crazy things when they think that they're in love. And I'm not ashamed to say I made a lot of mistakes. Okay. I made a lot of mistakes.
Now, are you going to get your badge back? Because we need some good cops out there.
Girl, that's the reason I took the job, because I love my people. Okay. I love my people.
You going to get your badge back?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now, when you get your badge back, I'm sure, like, cops have a code. And they don't mind handling things off record. I will give them that. There are some good things. There are a lot of good things. There are a lot of great cops. And unfortunately, we do have some real demonic ones, but get your badge back and let the law handle this.
For sure.
Okay? Because I guarantee you, Majah won't step to no man like that.
Oh, no.
Most of them are bitches.
Oh, no.
He probably want to fuck her. Not probably. He do. Anyway. So he likes people playing in his ass. Thank you, Kirby.
Thank you, Tasha.
For just speaking your truth. And thank you for trusting me. Okay? And like I said, I'm going to put out all the receipts to support anything that anybody is trying to rebuttal, because at the end of the day, I am here to be a voice for women like you, because a lot of times social media puts men like this all the time, people in positions like this, and they don't care what they do. They abuse their platforms. They pander to their fans. They abuse their fans. And you were a fan. A fucking fan. Like, Thank you. Is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
I think I said a lot. This was hard.
Okay.
This was hard.
It's okay. You still look beautiful. You know, you're crying. Okay. And now we gotta go.